Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I would like to welcome you to the other side of midnight. Already in the chat, we have Netters Network. Last call, Troy Pacelli. My Stockerazzi. Lady of the Elements. Faithful Blue Wrench. And the Bird Woman of YouTube, Connie Clary. My co-host tomorrow night for Mystery Movie Night at the Regal broadcast, Since Corner. Friend of multiple channels, Simon Smith. Good to see you, sir. Coming to us from the future, Sashi. Shadow of the Raven in the house. Nevermore. Believe it or not, this show has guests, and they are waiting backstage. The reason I know you are all truly here, Sin's Corner.
Hi, everyone.
Some last Pacelli something.
That guy.
Something dark side. I don't know.
You have me around to humor me, but I can say that I do know that is why Netter is here, because Sin is here.
Aww.
All right. And speak of the devil, Netter.
There you go.
Better the devil you know than the one you don't.
Well, that's true.
Hi, Sin.
Hi, Netter. How you doing?
Doing good. He's right. I am here for you.
See? I wasn't lying.
Aww.
And hello to the Padawannabe.
Hey.
All right. Well,
that's our show for
no. That's our show.
Yeah, it's late. It's time to turn in. We only got started 15 minutes late.
Thank you.
Lord.
That's it. You've been a lovely audience. Guests, you've been great. Thank you all.
See you tomorrow.
Good night. Good luck.
Well, that's right. It would be tomorrow for you guys, right? Because of the Mystery Monday movie.
Yes.
Monday
It
mystery.
is.
Yeah, and there's another one already 2 weeks after that. But I can't buy the tickets yet because it hasn't opened up for my theater yet.
Do those things ever sell out?
I've been in some where they're pretty full, but I don't know if I've been in one where it's completely sold out because you're taking a gamble. It's a mystery movie, and sometimes it's hit, sometimes it's miss, and so, there have been some where people walk out, like a lot of people walk out.
Well, Deleted Scenes did for one.
He did, yes.
I did.
Hi, Keto Simple.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, Dustin. Good to see you.
Oh, that's his name. Okay, I guess
It is. Yeah. Sorry. Keep it simple. Yeah. He's usually on the panel for Toxic Tuesday with 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, and of course he has his own channel. So everybody, please head over there and throw him a sub.
Especially if you're interested in keto.
Indeed.
I was going to ask you about the movies. If by mystery it was mystery as an unknown, or mystery as it's a mystery type of thing.
It's unknown, and that's the mystery of it. It's unknown. The only thing you know is the rating, and they lie about the runtime. So you can never. I stopped. I gave up early on when I realized the runtime was not matching what they said, because I was kind of, planning, okay, it's going to start at this time, it's going to end at this time because it's this long, and then it would end sooner than it was supposed to. And I think about 2 or 3 movies, I finally realized, yeah, okay, this is not, they're not being truthful with us.
So it's kind of like cinema roulette.
Yeah, pretty much.
In fact,
much.
let me throw this up on the screen, because this was actually something that I wanted to get to anyway. This is the Facebook site for Regal Cinema, where people go on and try and guess what the movie is going to be based on the clue that they give you.
They don't give you much of a clue.
They don't really. The clue is that we can't tell you the title, but we can tell you we love you.
Sounds
so
like
maybe a romance?
That was my thought. Now, there are a number of people in the comments section who are thinking that this is going to be One Love, the Bob Marley biopic.
I almost feel like that's too big.
I think that I think it's too big. It's too soon, because that's going to be coming out in another week anyway. So there's usually about 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, at least
between
2 plus
2 to 3
sure.
weeks.
Yeah.
Now, I know there are some people who are also saying that Lisa Frankenstein is a possibility. But again, that's also coming out in about a week.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, when you guys get to see it, is there any kind of an embargo on the review?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
No, because it's open to the public, basically. The only time there's really an embargo is if a reviewer gets a screener or whatever, and they're told there's this embargo.
Gotcha.
Like, there's things I have
gotcha.
reviewed that I have an embargo on, whereas people across the pond, they've already seen it, and there's
Sure.
no embargo for them, so they can go ahead and put their reviews up. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I still think it's a cool concept, though. It's like, see a different movie like every week, and you don't know what it's going to be.
yeah, Cinemark used to do a mystery movie, but it was older films. With Regal, and they were truthful about the runtime, and they gave clues that made it very easy, or easy-ish to guess. But with Regal, what's cool about the Regal Mystery Movie Monday is that it's advanced screeners. It's not, films that have already been released or are a few years old. So I think I was most excited when they played Talk to Me and then American Fiction. I was really excited about those two.
Yeah, I got to see The Devil Wears Prada as a preview before anyone else.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah, they have...
And hello to Bush McFadden.
Yep.
They have screeners. So I went to an Argyle screening before it came out, and that was open to the public, first come, first serve. So yeah, that was interesting.
Shadow the Raven says that last thing she said to me was "Get out." I see what you did there. I got that reference. Okay, good one. But yeah, one funny thing that's said right here in the is One Love is an hour and 44 minutes. The mystery movie is 2 hours long. You see, that's the thing. You can't go by the time.
Yeah, they don't know. So a lot of times I go in there and I just say, you can't go by this. You can't go by this. You can't go by this.
But yeah, folks, stay tuned. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m., assuming the movie doesn't go over. And you will find out what the movie is, and you'll get Sin and Mine's opinion.
Hopefully a good one.
On whatever it may be. Hopefully a good one, yeah. The last movie we saw, which was Land of Bad, was very good. Kind of an old school action movie, kind of a throwback to the 80s and 90s. And the last couple before that, yeah,
I was
kind of the least said the better, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're hoping for a good one. All right. Moving on, we unfortunately got some sad news in the last few days, and folks, we lost a legend. We lost Carl Weathers this week.
surprising.
Very surprising. I know from people backstage telling me that he had a number of appearances at conventions and other places set up for the next year.
Right.
It was very likely that he was going to be in the Mandalorian film.
Yeah.
Now the question is going to be, what's going to happen to that now? I mean, he's a fairly major character. He even directed some episodes. You know, you can't just disappear him. You know. Anyway, let's.
Well, I mean, they sort of did it, with Chadwick Boseman. They found a way to write that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him from. Oh yeah, okay. So back in the 80s, that's when I first noticed him.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie I first noticed him in, because I'd seen him in different things. One thing that always comes to mind was Action Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Sharon Stone was with him in that. Was it Sharon Stone?
She was in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember anything about it. Just
In
the title
fact-
and him and her.
In fact, Troy was bringing this up in the previous show on Geeky Geezers. Hold on, let me. And he said that he hadn't even seen a copy anywhere. Let me go to Cam's. I don't know if y'all can see me because it's kind of dark in here, but I do have the Action Jackson DVD from
gosh,
back in the
it's
day.
been so long since I have seen that movie. Does it hold up, or is it terrible? Because
I would think it holds up.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down and actually watch this. It's been a while since
Okay.
I've seen it myself. And the thing about it that was always odd is the poster always makes it look like Sharon Stone is the star because she's kind of bigger on the, on the cover than everybody. But yeah, I remember that being a pretty good one. This was a movie that me and my pals used to quote lines from to each other in school.
Oh,
so,
that's funny.
yeah, that's a pretty good one because I was happy to see it because that was the first movie that I had seen him in where he was the lead, because I was used to him being supporting characters like in Rocky, Force 10 from Navarone, and
Right, yeah, I forgot he was in
some other ones, and
of course.
well, Predator was a little later on, I think, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember.
It was in the late 80s, like 87.
Or was it the same year?
Yeah,
I'm blind.
that's been a lot.
Anyway,
that's been a while. It kind of blurs together for me.
It does. I guess I'm getting to the point to where I'm having trouble remembering which movie came first.
Yeah.
Yeah, 87. That's what I thought.
Oh, right on. Action Jackson is
I don't know about
way
that.
better than Remo Williams.
I have to rewatch Action Jackson to tell you.
I think they're both fine.
I love Remo Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're both good. They're different movies.
Yeah.
Just last year, I did a watch party of Remo Williams on my channel. Yeah.
Such
Good
a
stuff.
fun movie.
Indeed. What took him under? Well, we don't know yet. We know that he passed away in his sleep overnight, and
Yeah.
we
If I
I
was
don't want to speculate.
if I was going to speculate, if I was going to like put money on it, I'd probably say a cardiac incident. But what would have brought it on? Because clearly he wasn't. I don't think there was any health concerns that he was aware of. It doesn't sound like he had it. Like you said, he was making plans and stuff, and
Mhm.
you know, so it had to be sudden. But there's a number of reasons that I think it could have been a heart related thing. But we'll see. They may let us know soon.
Mhm. But sort of this. From everything we've been reading, this was a complete blind side, at least to friends. So this, I don't know what to say. I'm floored by it. I did. The man was 76 years old. He was in better shape than I am.
Right.
Simon. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Simon has a wicked sense of humor.
That arm wrestling meme is going to be bittersweet for now. Yeah,
Mm.
it is. It is. Yeah, if he had a year of work lined up, that sounds very sudden. Yeah, I mean,
There have been some things besides cardiac that have taken people in their sleep, like Flojo. I think was something like some sort of cerebral something that happened, or a seizure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
There's
and,
a number of things. I'm just thinking through,
That
healthy.
was the first thing I thought, though, was heart attack.
Yeah. Like I said, when you don't know, if you're a gambling kind of person, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know. The older I get, the younger 70s seems
oh,
to be to
Yeah.
me. Like 76
Yeah.
is like, what? That's so young.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the next stage you start to go through is thinking about your own mortality and going, well,
Oh, well, that's,
yeah, now I gotta.
that's for sure. That's been a thing with me for quite a while.
aneurysm's the first thing I think of when someone passes into sleep. A possibility, certainly. Thought the universe could tell us he may have elongated his life due to being in great shape. Unfortunately, all of us might not reach 90.
True.
No, I don't expect to, but if I do, great. Because in my family, it seems to be the further on in generations you get, the younger, the shorter amount of time we seem to last. My grandfather was 96 when he passed in August of 2018, and
That's a good run.
Wow.
it is a good run. But he outlived two of his kids. He outlived two wives. And I know that was something that bothered him in the end, because
Well,
the idea is that you don't
child. Yeah.
know, you don't, so I know how that is.
And just in case you missed it, might want to say hi to Latino Slant.
Honey.
Well,
Is he here?
Yeah, he was at 11:27. I don't
how
know if
did
he's
you
still
know? I
here.
didn't even see him comment.
I didn't see that either.
Yep, 11:27 between Bush McFadden and Keto Simple.
Oh, hi, Paulie. Dang it. Sorry. I totally didn't even notice that, because sometimes they just pop up. They pop by too quickly.
In fairness, if you guys are looking on your own YouTubes, you're gonna
that's
because
so
I'm in
annoying.
StreamYard.
I know. He probably thinks I was totally blowing him off, and I totally wasn't.
Yeah.
So in StreamYard, you could see people from where
Yeah.
else you're simulcasting?
So
from?
right now, both deleted scenes and Sin are carrying it.
Oh,
I
do. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was so the comments that come over from my channel are mixed in with the comments that show up on deleteds.
Yes, mine too.
Yeah, and sometimes they just go so quickly that I miss some of them. So I do try to keep an eye on that, but I'm also trying to keep an eye on my Rumble. So
well, that's
sorry,
okay.
Polly.
I'm keeping an eye on the StreamYard so that so that we know, like Monkey Jeebus, who just jumped in.
Yeah, Monkey Jeebus is with us. Can't Baby Yoda just hand thing and bring him back to life. Yeah, well, which like he did in the show, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody who can do the hand thing and do that.
Maybe we need the Wonder Ray.
Maybe.
Isn't that a Sith power? You know, bringing back the dead.
Oh,
yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, according to some stuff that was talked about in episode 3.
Yeah.
The tragedy of Darth Plagueis.
Still a relatively new thing. Being in great shape and still looking healthy, we already have shown we live longer than expected. 100-year-olds will become commonplace. Well, I hope so.
Yes, Sashi, when you comment on because this is technically deleted stream, but StreamYard has now made it to where if the host allows it, a guest can stream to their own platforms, up to 2 platforms. So when I'm on this show with him, just like when I'm going to be on the show tomorrow, I'll stream to my own platforms, but I'm in the StreamYard studio with him, so sometimes I miss the comments that come through from my channel.
And Paulie, if you're still here, if you want to jump in, let me know in the chat, and I'll send you the link.
Is he still in Vegas?
I assume. That's why I wasn't expecting to see him.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him on any of my streams, so I don't remember anyway. So that was a little surprise.
All right. Let's see. That jumped on me. The host can also comment once and then transfer to all chat sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, and I discovered something interesting because I had done the simulcast whatever on the New Year's Eve one. If you want, at least on my version of it, I can do transcript, and so everything that we said is then typed in on the side, like like the chat, but instead of us having to listen, it's actually written there, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's neat.
Vegas is only 3 hours away. Unfortunately, it's not only 3 hours away from me.
Yeah, depends where you are.
I would go. What was it that you brought up earlier, Sin? Dragon Con?
Yes, Dragon Con in Atlanta. So Chris Gore is coming, and yes, it's in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm trying to talk Paulie into coming, but I don't know if he will.
So when's it going to be?
Meet him. It's at the end of August. It's like the last weekend in August, leading into the first part of September. So that was when I met Chris last year. And it's like a sci-fi fantasy type of con, but there's different actors that come and a bunch of authors that come. It's a very author-centric type of con as well. Right?
I would guess not, Sashi.
No. Well, he is ahead of us. He may already be there.
No, he's not that far ahead of us.
Yeah. Grogu will enter the world between worlds, Deadpool, the entire Star Wars timeline to save Greef Karga. What else? Mace lives. Yeah. Mace Windu. Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, that's the only way they could ruin Star Wars more than they have already, and that's with time travel.
yeah, best to just leave it alone, I think.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were saying it earlier, Troy. We're losing the greats, then we don't have anybody really to replace
Yeah. I
the
was,
greats.
and even, and it was a joke, but it's not really a joke. I had just posted before we went live on Twitter a picture of a GIF of Perry the Platypus looking all nervous, and I said, "Me, whenever I see that a celebrity is trending on Twitter, did they die or say something really dumbass to make me lose respect for them?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. The older ones are dying, and the younger ones are morons. And either they don't have the talent, or they don't have the professionalism to not say stupid stuff to alienate half their audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in the old days, they had handlers, there were buffers. They
Right.
knew what to
was.
say to the press and what not to say. You know, they
In
knew.
fairness to that, though, I think that they
Yeah,
still have handlers, but their handlers now are pushing the DEI that's being pushed by the studios. So they're getting told to say this stupid stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, well, definitely their presence on social media has removed some of that distance between them and the fans, so they do tend to uh, open their mouth a bit too much about
You
stuff
are
on social media.
100% right, Sin, and that
Yeah,
is a mixed
sometimes.
bag because there is a positive side to that if you know how to use social media and you know how to be charismatic. You can create this feeling that your fans feel closer to you as long as you don't do stupid stuff that pushes them away.
Right.
Mhm.
Sashi, I think I don't know what he did as far as that publicly, but I don't get the feeling that he was in agreement with what happened.
Yeah, no, it was very clear that he wasn't happy about it, but he didn't really go out on a limb so
Yeah.
as to get himself
Most people,
alienated.
pretty much nobody did
hmm
for her.
In fact, that is something that I wanted to bring up here very quickly. Was actually Gina's statement on Twitter. Let me
Yeah, I saw that.
locate that.
I,
real
I
quick.
didn't. Let's see.
All right. Here, let me give it to the channel. She says, hearing the news of Carl Weathers' passing today is shocking. I'm going to struggle through these words. I was so looking forward to giving Carl the biggest hug at one of these
Yeah.
fan expos I heard we were both going to be at this year. I looked forward to that reunion. Carl called me directly after I was fired. I wasn't in an emotional state where I could pick up the phone because of how upset I was, but we did end up speaking later on. He was gentle and encouraging and didn't want me to give up. He was letting me know that he wasn't throwing me away. He was trying to keep my hope alive in what seemed like a quite hopeless scenario. He showed me he cared. That's who he was.
Wow.
I bonded with him very closely on Mando season 1 and 2. Jon Favreau felt he would be a good mentor for me because we shared the athlete turned actor bond.
Yeah.
So Jon had him direct my first episode in season 2 of Mando. I believe we gotten to Rangers of the New Republic, Carl would have directed me in much more. Jon was right. You were a great fit.
Yeah.
Carl was a mentor to me on set. He would put both of his arms on my shoulders, look at me directly in the eyes to calm my spirit. He had a wonderful perspective of telling a story that could only come through his experience and wisdom that he shared with me to help me make me shine. I cherished those moments. I adored making him laugh. I always wanted to figure out how to make him smile, where the corner of his mouth would start to crack, and I knew I had him. Then out came his bellowing laugh. His laugh I can hear clearly now, his laugh that I will miss dearly. His big booming voice echoed throughout the stage, and you just knew this is what a movie star truly is. He obviously signed on screen, but man did he light it with such passion in that director's chair. I'm going to miss my friend and mentor and that mischievous little sparkle in his eye. He was one of the greats and quite a groundbreaker. I am flooded by all of the precious memories we had together. My condolences to his family and loved ones. He was a great man. Rest in peace, my dear friend. As he would say, be peace, my friend. Be peace.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to be missed greatly. All right. To chat. Okay. If you don't make it through the rest of the show, Lady V, good night.
Yeah.
Honestly, Gina may have had a great sparring session with Carl. Would have been fun on screen.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
Yeah. I still really want a Cara Dune action figure. Yeah, the only two action figures I would have from any of the Disney movies would be his and hers.
Did
Hands
they
down.
never make one for her?
They
at
did.
all? Oh,
It
they
was
did.
it was hard to get because
Yeah.
it was only out for a little while, and then they took it off the market.
After she was fired.
Yep.
You got that for me, didn't you?
I know I have at least one here. I don't know if I have it in package because I got at least one, maybe two, when it came up on Tungori, which you're getting a loose figure when you get it there. But I think I've got one on card somewhere.
And hello to Emotionally Unstable Amphibian. When Gina was fired, everybody stuck their Cara Dune figures on eBay and were selling for a fortune at first. Now they're
Yeah.
just too pricey. Yeah. Says they average about $40. All right. All right. Well,
It's a
we're going to
depressing
move-
way to open the stream.
I know.
Stream.
But yeah, but we're going to move on to a subject that might be a little less depressing.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. And we have a certain book series.
Oh,
I'm gonna have some fun with this
yes,
one.
I forgot this was going to be one.
Which is yet to be finished, and the author of said book series, one George R.R. Martin, has some people that he wishes to blame for the book series that he's writing not being finished yet.
Hint. Everyone
Yeah.
but himself.
But himself.
Right.
Yes. Okay. George R.R. Martin says, anti-fans rule social media and dance on the graves of movies that flop. It used to be fun talking about our favorite films. Well, it's still fun talking about our favorite films. It's just
Right.
you haven't made any of our favorite films just yet, you know?
Exactly.
And,
And when it comes
yeah.
to books, you know, I don't think anyone has had anything negative to say about his books. What we have negativity to say is about the books he hasn't written.
Or finished.
Right, because he had. Well, I think I don't know if it's so much that they were angry at the ending. I think, well, for me anyway, and a lot of people that I've talked to, they're angry at the journey that took the characters from where they were to the ending, because it was done so horribly, it was botched so
Yeah.
terribly.
But that is not what George
Game
Martin
of Thrones.
wrote. They didn't even follow his notes.
Oh, I thought that they did. I thought
No.
he'd given them an outline and they followed it.
they may have hit some of the broad points, but they changed some things. They definitely didn't fill in the blanks. I mean, I said this to Boomer at the time. I said, I feel like they took his notes, and notes are usually like in an outline form,
Right.
just bullet points.
Yeah.
I think they filmed the bullet points, and they didn't film the dialogue and story in between.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was like that show went from one of the absolute best shows I've ever seen on TV to the bottom of the barrel. I was so angry. I'm still angry about it.
Yeah. So instead of getting on the fans, maybe you should get on what's his name? Those two dingleberries that
Yeah,
decided
those
they wanted to
guys.
do Star Wars.
Benioff and Weiss. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Benioff and Weiss.
Ugh.
So again, Star Wars
Yeah.
takes down a whole other franchise. And hello to Playing Down Under. All right.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
see.
and when I saw this, I'm like, here's another. You expect this from younger people. You don't expect it from a peer age type of person. Because we grew up learning to take responsibility for ourselves and not blame other people for your own shortcomings. Maybe if he'd put down the sandwich and pick up a pen, he might get the book done.
He's had so many years. I have no desire to actually listen to or read. the
At
next
this
book
point,
he
I'd
comes
have to
out with.
reread all the books, which I would if I knew there was an ending coming.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like the fans of Game of Thrones, especially the fans of the books who are around long before the show,
Yeah.
I feel like these people have been hoodwinked. Because
Yeah.
you're going to get. Here's what happened. Okay, they're working off of his notes.
Yeah.
So he has now seen what the reaction to that ending was, regardless of how much of that ending was his or not. Now he's like, shit, what do I do now? Because he has to go back and reply. He did this whole setup. Now you don't have an ending because people have seen the ending and they don't like it.
You know what? I still don't have any compassion for him because he made this deal with HBO.
Mhm.
He should have had it written. He shouldn't have been handing over notes. He should have been saying, this goes to press, contemporaneously with what you're putting out. Or, the week before the first episode comes out on HBO, it releases in bookstores. That's how they should have done it. But he didn't get off his fat ass, get it written, and now it's too late because somebody else did it and did it badly. Because to be honest with you, most of the plot points, I could see a connective tissue there. It just wasn't there. The whole story about Daenerys, actually, that would have been a good... It made sense. But they didn't do the stuff that would have led to that.
Right.
No.
Yes, exactly. It felt like it was on fast forward, and it was just ridiculous because
It's
there were
like,
all
did
these,
I blink and miss, a whole
Yeah.
season here?
And then people, would write articles and saying, "Oh well, but wait, there were all these clues." Yeah, I know there were clues, but still, she was a fairly stable
Yeah.
person up until she completely lost it, and it just was.
I mean, and when you're
exactly,
talking...
Simon, it was unearned. It was
Yes. When you talk about a character... Well, I don't think there's any spoilers here now. I think everybody knows how Game of Thrones ended. She follows basically in her father's footsteps. She goes a little mad, and she becomes the villain, And the idea of the hero becoming the villain is brilliant storytelling. It's what Darth Vader was, but I think an even better example, and I can't believe I'm using this as my example, Lex Luthor in Smallville. You get, well, I'm not going to say 10 seasons because he wasn't in it for the last couple seasons, but you got 7 to 8 good seasons watching him go from a very likable character to the villain. And you're on that ride and you're going, okay, I see how this happened. They didn't do that with her. You see foreshadowing, and then suddenly she's evil. It's like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And don't get me started on the whole Jon Snow thing and the night, whatever he was called. The night. Oh.
The Night
That
King.
was the Night King, and all this lead up with Jon Snow and this showdown he's probably going to have with the Night King, and then Arya comes in. What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That also was not earned.
That was not earned at all. And by then, I didn't like Arya anyway.
And that's another one where it could have worked if you'd laid the groundwork. Look, you're trying to put up the roof when you haven't put down the walls and the cornerstone.
Mm. Yeah.
And hello to
Hey.
Not this
not
time net.
Net. Okay.
Playing Down Under, I don't know why my volume is low. I do have this microphone very close to my mouth.
Yeah,
It might just be because I'm so loud. I get animated, and then
Well, maybe your mic is a little hot, but my mic's volume is set at 100%, so I don't know what I can do to boost it right now anymore.
Fabian says, I bought all the books when the show ended. When I realized the Song of Ice and Fire series would not be concluded, couldn't be asked to read them, and gave them all to my local charity shop. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to read them either,
Oh, I listen to them. They're very long.
Yeah.
Very, very, very long.
They are. What I love about them is kind of that they're long. They're long, but there is so much.
There's a lot. I almost feel like this story ran away from him. I feel like he lost control of it and doesn't know what to do with it, or he's just lost the motivation for it and doesn't have really the desire to finish it. That's
that might be, but what he did right was a master class in world building. It really is. There is a lot there. And then he goes and he does these prequels that are fine, but so unnecessary because he's telling stories that are, you can kind of imagine yourself from what's already told. They didn't need to be told. I would even say the same thing about this current, what is the one that's going now, the prequel series? House of the Dragon?
Yeah,
Dragon.
something like that. Yeah.
Which I haven't seen a single episode of. But,
Me either.
But it didn't need to be told. Prequels usually don't need to be told, especially when you've done such a thorough job in the books you've written so far. You just need to finish. This is going to be his legacy. Is going to be a botched ending to the HBO series. And it's his own fault because he got lazy and left it to someone else to do. Mm-hmm. That's his legacy. And it's...
What year did Book 5 come out? It's what? 2009? 7? Something...
Long time ago.
It was
been a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
Well, I think like...
I mean, what I don't get... So, I'm sorry, Netta, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think what's said about him just losing the motivation because he lost control of it and now he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore is probably pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
2008 was Dance with Dragons. And the irony is the next book is The Winds of Winter. So now the saying needs to be winter is never coming.
Mm-mm.
Winter is never freaking coming.
Just give Chat GPT.
Yeah, did you see where Chat GPT did the next two books?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they did. Oh yeah, no,
God.
that's not a joke. That really did happen.
Oh my.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Wow.
GPT and pay script doctor to edit it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, it would actually be
He
amazing.
could have come up with a better ending.
He would have come up with a great ending, but
Yeah.
I think he's the type who would be like, oh damn, okay, wait, I got to go back and reread all those books, pour through the wikis, make a bunch of notes. See, anyone coming along and doing this now would have to put that kind of work in. It would be a labor of years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, making excuses and blaming everybody else. And it's like, you know what? You've already made too damn much money to be a whiny baby about it now.
So what does he actually say in here? I've only seen sort of like summaries or headlines like this. What does he specifically say as far as why he's not doing or hasn't?
Let me read through this part of it. George R.R. Martin wrote a bleak new post on his personal blog in which he shared that he had no interest reflecting on the last year because it was such a nightmare. From war in Ukraine and Gaza to hate rising across America, Jesus, I can go on all day.
Yeah, what does this have to do with you writing a damn book? You're not fighting in these wars.
Yeah, I thought Biden was supposed to make everything better. Anyway,
all of us have had to continue going to work and doing our jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Martin wrote that it's ugly to experience the news and even talk about it with people since, quote, the era of rational discourse seems to have ended.
Oh, and you're helping it a great deal by blaming the fans here, genius.
Okay. All right. He goes on, I found that I had no appetite for living through any of that again. 2023 was a nightmare of a year for the world and the nation and for me and mine, both professionally and personally. I'm very glad that it is over. Martin added that he tried to take solace where I can in chocolate thrones, if nowhere else, in books. Okay, well, maybe the chocolate's the problem. In films and television, like I'm one to talk there, right? That's my one remaining vice, people. And
dude, you and I together would not equal one R.R. Martin. He's a big boy.
Yeah. I've actually lost a lot of weight. Thank you. In films and television shows, though, even their toxicity is growing. It used to be fun talking about our favorite books and films and having spirited debates with fans who saw things different. But somehow in this age of social media, it is no longer enough to say, I did not like book X or film Y, and here's why. Now social media is ruled by anti-fans who would rather talk about the stuff they hate than the stuff they love, and delight in dancing on the graves of anyone whose film has flopped. It is also sad.
Okay.
Basically what he said there. The article goes on, Martin knows a thing or two about contending with anti-fans. On social media, given the extreme backlash that met the final season of HBO's Game of Thrones, which is based off his ongoing book series. The author is also involved in a prequel series, House of the Dragon, confirming in December that he got to screen the first 2 episodes of the upcoming new season. I am hardly objective when talking about anything based on my own work, but I have to say I thought both episodes were just great, Martin wrote to his fans at the time. Dark, mind you, very dark. They may make you cry. I did not cry myself, but one of my friends did. Powerful, emotional, gut-wrenching, heart-rending. Just the sort of thing I like. What can I say? I was weaned on Shakespeare and I love the tragedies, and the history plays best of all.
Yeah. I don't think his real fans would have a problem with that perspective. You know, you expect these characters to die. You know, we're how many books in, and yeah, a lot of our favorite characters have died horribly, but we still want to see what happens. You know, it's like that line from Peter Pan when the Lost Boys want Wendy. You know, tell us this. You know how this story ended. How did that story end? Tell us the ending of Hamlet. Well, Prince Hamlet died, and Ophelia died, and the king died, and this, but the rest lived happily ever after.
Yeah, it's like Game
So
of Thrones was
basically-
one of those films that was billed as "don't get attached to anyone."
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. But basically, actually, he's not really tying this at all to the reason why he hasn't. Like, he's not saying anything about his writing here. So
No.
he's not really even giving us. He's just basically lamenting.
He's giving cheap, pointless excuses. Basically, the reality is he's too damn lazy, and
He's never going to finish it.
he's not going to do it. So he's just going to blame everybody, but take no responsibility himself. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Such.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm surprised he hasn't tried blaming Trump at this point.
Everyone else.
He's
Yeah,
blamed
that's
everyone
coming.
else, you know?
And hello, pop culture
well.
curator. Long time no see. Glad to see you.
Sweetie.
Been a while.
I mean, I think he should just come out and say, I'm not going to finish the series, instead of dragging people along, which he's been doing for 10 plus years.
And hello, lemon pie. Quite the turnout tonight. All right. Yeah, it's like I said. I feel sorry for the Game of Thrones fans. You got hoodwinked on this, kids. It's not going to finish. It's not going to be finished. Not by George R.R. Martin anyway. I personally, I think what he should do is just, choose a successor. Get Brandon Sanderson or somebody in here to come in and finish it. And
I do wonder if something, because, Bush said it. We were all thinking it, but he said it. He's not going to be around much longer. I mean,
he's not a young man. No.
And he is by no means anywhere near as apparently healthy as Carl Weathers was. So, what happens to the rights on that? Can someone else finish it?
Yeah.
It depends who would administer his estate and say, yeah, we still want money. If someone wants to write it, you can write it,
But Bush and I are definitely on the same wavelength here because we both brought up Brandon Sanderson. He seems to me to be the best choice. It's in his wheelhouse. But would he do it? I don't like. It's like you said, Troy. You have all of this material that you have to go back and research, like reading all of the books, and it's monumental task.
I think that in 20, 30, 40 years, there's going to be people that take the books we've gotten so far, be looking at the notes he sent to HBO, looking at those series, and just speculating what he would have done, the way Tolkien fans do with, all of his notes, The way what's his name? Frank Herbert fans do with Dune, The problem is, what's so terrible is they did all the writing they could do up to the day they died. He quit years ago.
Yeah.
He quit 2 decades ago. Did I do my maths right?
Not quite.
Little less than, almost 2 decades if you round. But,
Like what, 16 years? It was
Yeah.
2008? Yeah.
Yeah, so almost 2 decades. Well, we're not going to see it in 4 years,
no.
so it will be 2 decades soon.
That's true.
But my point, curator, and I think Bush's point too, is I don't think that we care if it gets finished by the original author, as long as it gets finished eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm saying if George R. Martin is at a point to where he cannot complete the book either because of writer's block or, which is also a possibility, maybe he's just out of ideas, either by writer's block or because he doesn't survive to finish it. Bring somebody in who's in the know, who's aware of where Martin does want to go with the story, and bring that person in and complete it. Bring in a Brandon Sanderson or anybody, you know. I mean, so I that's a, get you get an unknown that we haven't seen and give them a shot at it. You know, it's Bush is saying Robert Jordan had 13 books planned out. Martin has 2 to go. Brandon Sanderson could read the books and the notes and complete it. I think he could. Yeah,
a good author that is willing to put in the effort absolutely could.
Mm-hmm.
And much more quickly.
And it sounds like Martin is a good author, but has no interest in putting in the effort.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Let's get a woman of color to finish it.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, as for Martin, as for his skill as a writer, the man is a good writer.
Yeah.
He is. I'm not complaining about, you know, content. None of us are. I mean, what's at the back of this? Everybody wants to see the story get finished. Why does everybody want to see the story get finished? Because they're invested in it.
Yeah.
That's my issue. My issue is not, you know, the level of the content. My issue personally is, dude, you just got to get back on the, you know, get back in front of the typewriter and just get it done. If you can't, pick somebody who can, that you feel is the best man for the job. That's all. I mean, and just going off on this rant. Maybe that's true too, you know.
And honestly, I can't agree with all of what Monkey Jeeves says. Bad ending scares the hell out of him. I agree with. He wants to ride out the rest of his life in fame. That ship has sailed. Not only has he pissed off most of his fans, but any fans that were left, he's pissing off now. He's not going to have any. He's going to be hated when he dies at this point.
Maybe he got sucked into the discoverability that is Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twitter is.
Yeah. Again,
I mean, Elon Musk is doing his best to clean up Twitter, but Rome wasn't built in a day.
He needs to quit reading and typing on Twitter and just start typing his damn book.
Get off social media.
Yeah. And if that's the case, Shadow, like I said, just, you know, find someone to replace him. Just say, hey, you know, I've reached the end of my rope. I'm going to retire, and then just pick a successor and have that person complete the books.
If Elon Musk is an idiot, why does he have so much more money than the rest of us?
Yes, he's doing something right.
He's not that big an idiot. Yeah, exactly. You may not agree with some things that he does, but you cannot besmirch his success.
You know, dating Amber Heard, mistake.
Big mistake.
A mistake he can afford.
and
literally,
he also seems to be and this is where I have a lot of respect for Elon Musk. He recognizes his mistakes, and he can change his mind, and he has. He's not still pining for Amber Heard, that's for sure.
No.
He recently did this thing where he sold all of his homes. I think there were like 6 or 7 of them, and is living in a very small apartment with very few belongings because he's like, I don't want to, have to deal with, possessions. And there was a photo that showed like his kitchen and living room. It's kind of like a studio apartment almost. Well, more like a 1-bedroom probably, but it's like it's very small, and he has very little in it. He's just like, I don't want to deal with it, So he got rid of everything, sold all his possessions.
So, I'm thinking through what Simon said here. Simon says, no, I'm sorry. Game of Thrones was never going to be a happy ending. Sure, I agree.
No.
So maybe he's just gone meta. After all, no one is happy. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
He doesn't want to retire. He just wants to keep taking money for new projects. Well, finish one project first and then move on to the other.
He's just using that as diversion.
Yeah. Elon is not an idiot. Well, Bush, you and Simon can discuss
Can
that.
hash it out in the chat.
Yeah, you can hash that out in the chat.
That really wasn't one of the topics we wanted to get into tonight.
No.
Looking up, saying, my precious.
Yeah. My precious.
Oh my gosh.
I've subbed to all of you guys. A friend of Sin is a friend of mine. Well, I appreciate that thing down under. Thank you.
Right? Though she is good people, isn't she?
She is.
Oh, jeez.
Well, look,
We love Sin.
Stop.
you're nice
No.
to us. That in and of
Yes.
itself means a lot.
You guys are too kind.
I'm
I've
an
never
idiot and I'd
seen
be rich
Elon dancing.
if my
so-
dad reached an emerald, allowing me to invest in PayPal just the right time.
Yeah, I mean, it takes money to make money, and you definitely have an advantage if you come from a family that's got money. But, I mean, there's Elon Musk, who takes his dad's money and invests it in companies that make billions of dollars. And then there's, Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
So,
Amphibians, I doubt Melanie Mack would get away with half of what she posts if Elon hadn't bought it. Yeah, probably the same for
That's
me,
true.
too.
Who is Melanie Mack?
Melanie Mack go boom. She's a YouTube. Well, she didn't start on YouTube. She started on Twitch, didn't she? But anyway, she started out as a gamer. I guess they call them gamer girls, and now she's doing more like commentary on YouTube and stuff. And she's a real little cutie. She really is. Yeah, she's good people, but I think she tends to be on the more conservative side of the political spectrum. And she couldn't get away with saying some of the things she says if it was the old Twitter
Yeah.
or fascist book.
Oh, female.
This is a female Howard Stern. Well, she's much
boy.
better
I think
looking than
that's-
Howard Stern.
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but
yeah,
okay.
a bit. Yeah.
I don't think.
Well,
I've
I
ever-
remember Howard Stern in the early days, and he was blue. I can't think of anything.
Sorry.
Melanie-
It's like I actually pulled my earphones out so there's noise. So
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I don't think Melanie Mack has ever said anything that was that bad. Yes, she really is pretty. She is.
Just don't mention Sasquatch in front of Sin, okay?
I love that word. It tickles me. My brother Matt is obsessed with Sasquatch. He's got a thing on his bumper sticker that says believer and a little silhouette of Sasquatch. But that word cracks me up, y'all. I don't know
So-
what it is about that word, but it's so funny to me. Sasquatch.
It's the word Sasquatch, not the idea of Bigfoot.
No, the word Sasquatch tickles me. It's just
Okay.
funny to me. I don't know.
It is kind of a weird word.
It's
I
it's
get it.
weird.
Neat.
Did you see a Sasquatch today?
Yeah.
No, little things tickle me, especially when it's late at night.
Well, good. That's a receptive audience to the humor, I guess.
Indeed. All right.
Nobody likes the word moist playing down under.
What is this with I've heard, so I watch a channel called the Keto Twins, and they've talked before about, they make these recipes and they'll describe it and they'll use the word moist, and they were saying how they found out that like moist is like one of the most hated words. Why? I don't understand why.
I don't
The
either. I don't have an
Sasquatch.
issue with it.
I don't know.
It's one of those words, and I'm drawing a blank. My vocabulary is escaping me, but words that sound like what they describe, like, moist sounds, moist, and usually when you think of things that are moist, outside of things like a cake, or things that are supposed to be moist, sometimes moist is kind of gross. So I think people have
Maybe.
visceral
I guess.
reactions to moist. And it's also one of those words when you say it over and over again, it starts to lose all meaning. Moist, 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 moist.
Oh gosh.
Yes, onomatopoeia. Thank you, Simon. Yes, that was the word I was looking for.
And Bush got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Like a moist
Doesn't Duncan
diaper.
Hines have
Ew.
moist cake?
They do have moist cake.
They do. No? The word Sasquatch is believed to be an angelicization of the Salish word Sasquatch, I guess?
Sasquatch.
What? Okay. Meaning wild man or hairy man. J.W. Burns coined the term in the 1930s.
And so
Okay.
you know where the Salish are from, right? Deleted scenes? What region of the what's now the United States?
Should I?
Yes, Twin Peaks.
Oh.
That Washington Northwest
Oh, okay.
area. The Great Northern. The real name of the location that was filmed is the Salish Lodge.
Oh, interesting.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
You learn something new every day. You guys will never forget that now.
And well, he knows the Twin Peaks super fan. Every week I'm telling him about the filming locations and such. Been in your
And
guys'
hello,
banter,
Lester.
watching classic The Water Boy. That's some fine quality H2O.
I'm hairy, so I can be an Asian Sasquatch. Well, don't let them see you. Okay. The sailors are from Ruby Tuesdays.
They got a really good Salish bar. Okay, everyone's getting punchy now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next topic, and that is Argyle. And the mixed reviews that it seems to be getting now.
Yeah,
Sin,
very mixed.
you are the one on the panelist who has seen Argyle, and
did.
what was your opinion on that film?
So, I actually enjoyed it, though there were parts of it that I mentioned in my review that got way over the top silly to me, and those parts I did not like. I rated it 3.25 out of 5 on Letterboxd, which is 6.5. That might be a little bit too generous, but it was fun at the time. Even though some stuff was stupid. And the crowd in the theater, because it was an advanced screener, they were pretty excited. And there was a lot of laughter because there were several comedic moments. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Carl. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to watch the trailer because I don't want to be influenced. But I don't know. Chris was saying on his live stream the other day that fans felt deceived because so in the poster here, Argyle is featured prominently. Well, that's because it's Henry Cavill, okay? But fans have a perception, I guess, if you haven't seen the trailer and they look at this and they think he's one like the main character and he's absolutely not. I never got that perception because I did see the trailer and I knew that his character is a fictional character that the writer has written, and so he's only going to be shown at certain moments, and it's not like he's going to hop from the fictional world into real life and do this. Like, it wasn't like that. And so I didn't have that expectation. So maybe that's why it didn't bother me as much. I don't know. It was fun. It's not the best movie ever for sure. There are some scenes, y'all, that's just like, nah, I can't. I can't with this. And I mentioned in my review there was a security guy there, and I talked with him a little bit after, because he was waiting for everybody to get out of the theater, because he had to, because security, whatever, because it was a screener. And I was talking with him about it, and he was saying, well, we're British, so we like this crazy, goofy stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it didn't bother him. He enjoyed it, but I could have done without some of those scenes. They were a bit cringe.
I will second that. I kind of get the British humor. I mean, think about it. Just think about the two Ronnies, or think about Monty Python, stuff like that. You know, sometimes it's just, you know, it's
but
just
the goofy
silly.
in here does. I mean, so yeah, I haven't seen Monty Python, and I have no interest in seeing it, but I've seen some clips of it. I feel like the goofy in there is a bit different from the goofy in here. It just felt.
I get you.
I mean, there's a scene. Okay, there's a scene where they're trapped in this room, and there's a bunch of oil flooding the room, and she puts knives on her boots and ice skates on the oil. No.
It doesn't work.
No. And she's doing all these ice skating things with the machine gun and shooting everybody while she's doing the... What is it they call that? The spin that they do where they go down, they squat down on one leg and they're spinning and she's shooting. No. That didn't work for me, because while I know this was a comedy, I didn't... Like, up until those sorts of moments, it didn't come across as utterly goofy type of that sort of comedy.
And it looks like this bilge person is saying something very similar, because Vaughn never drops his fantastical cartoonish style. Reality ceases to have any true meaning within the context of the film. He keeps trying to up the stakes, even as what we're watching becomes less and less consequential.
Yep.
And I've kind of gotten that from other reviewers that I've heard say it's a weird mix of some serious and some completely off the wall bizarre.
Yes.
That doesn't seem to fit.
Right. That it wasn't enough to ruin it for me on that first viewing, just because it was fun enough up until those moments. But when these moments and those moments happened more towards the end of the movie, it wasn't like it was stuff that was heavy at the beginning. So I'm with it. And at first, like the first half, it's like, okay, it's all right. It's interesting. It's not, it's not terrible. And there's this little twist that happens, and I thought it was quite interesting. And then some other stuff you find out, I was like, okay, that's really interesting. And then from there, it just proceeds to get more and more ridiculous with some of the stuff that happens, and some situations that Bryce Dallas Howard gets herself involved in. It's not convincing to me. She does not convince me in this role that she's playing in some of the scenes.
Are they still talking about that? About him playing the
Yes,
Highlander?
that's what I...
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was a thing. Is it
It is.
not a for sure? Oh,
I
it
don't
is?
know.
Okay.
They've been talking about it for so long. I
Yeah.
thought it wasn't
Well,
happening.
My understanding was that it's shot.
Oh, okay.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
That
guess
would be cool if that's true.
we'll see.
But I'm really looking forward to that Guy Ritchie one, y'all. I just have I have a good
was
feeling
one of
about
the-
that. I had a good feeling about Operation Fortune, though, and that was a disappointment. But we'll see.
Amphibian, I actually haven't seen the trailer yet, but but what little bit I do know about the movie, I am getting an Inglourious Bastards vibe, so I hope it's that
Okay.
good.
Well, it's Guy Ritchie. For the most part, I enjoy his films. Not all of them land, but I mean, I love The Covenant. So The Covenant was a Guy Ritchie. There were two that came out last year. One was a no, not really, and then The Covenant was my number one. So hopefully. No,
Has
I haven't
anyone
seen
watched
that.
the Monkey Man trailer?
Haven't seen that.
No, I haven't. Yeah, Dev Patel Yeah.
I'm shying away from trailers these days more than ever because they're just way too much that they show. But I have heard a comparison. Okay, this is what I've heard this movie billed as: Indy and John Wick.
Hmm.
That's not a compliment to me, y'all. That's a
Yeah.
little bit of a turn off.
Yes.
So I don't know. I will probably watch it, but hopefully it will be better than John Wick 3 and 4, at least.
Whereas I like John Wick, and therefore I am all for anything being compared to John Wick.
I guess if you like the ludicrousness of 3 and 4, and this matches that, you might enjoy that.
Though I have to tell you, with 4, I mean, I did like the movie, but it is my least favorite of the movies.
Oh, that movie made me mad.
Because I felt like it was 2 story ideas mashed together. That was my main issue with it.
That's not why I was mad at the movie, but
No.
I had a lot of issues with that movie. So I don't know. We'll see.
That's
But
fine.
Monkey Man looks. We'll see. I mean, I'll check it out. I don't remember when it's supposed to come out.
Mikey says, "Oh, did somebody leave us?"
Someone on my channel is taking off.
Oh. Okay.
Sounds tough.
Not this time, Net. Good night. Thank you for joining the show. Sashi agrees with you. Says 3 and 4 weren't great.
No, it went downhill after 2.
We haven't even gotten to 2 yet, so we can't really say.
2 wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it, but when 3 came along, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And then I had a brain fart moment and decided to go see 4, and I was pissed.
Problem
I was
is,
so angry.
when you've gotten that far in, it's like, well,
you feel like you want to continue.
as a completist, shouldn't I kind of just see what's going on?
I'm done. I'm now done. If there's any more that come out, I'm done. I'm not even interested in the Continental too much.
Well, that one I'm willing to see for 2 reasons. One is because it's Winston's story, and I like that character.
Yeah. I heard if you weren't crazy about 3 and 4, you might not like the Continental. So that's kind of why But if you like 3 and 4, you might really enjoy it.
And it also has Mel Gibson as the villain. I think that might be fun seeing him play the villain too.
He was gonna be in that.
Yeah. Let's see. Mikey says, Guy Ritchie, Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels, my personal best. That's a good one. Yeah. That's one of his early movies.
Don't remember if I've seen that one yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Statham's in that one too. And
Statham's in quite a few of
Vin,
these. He was
Vinnie
in Operation
Jones.
Fortune.
Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Raven says, no way they can replace Clancy Brown as the Kurgan. Yeah, I don't know who they got to play the Kurgan. So, wow. Yeah, Clancy Brown's going to be pretty tough to. I don't think he can be outdone.
And who's playing Ramirez?
Oh, yeah, that too. All right.
That's an example where if they chose somebody who is Latin, I could totally get behind. That is one possible interpretation for Ramirez that I could totally dig.
AK-47.
Yes.
Wait.
Oh. That Rose. It was Rose McGowan.
Yeah,
it was Rose McGowan.
Yeah,
it wasn't Michelle Rodriguez.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused a little bit.
Yeah.
She wears it on her leg, doesn't she?
Yeah, her leg.
Yeah.
It is her leg. It's her prosthetic.
Because she, yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. And then when she uses it to launch herself, it's just...
That didn't feel as ridiculous as some of these scenes in Argyle, though. I don't know. That one didn't bother me as much.
Enjoyed 3 and 4, but not on the same level as the first two. No, with that I agree. No, I well, 3 was just over the top, and it was fun, and I was fine with it. Well, I mean, I even considered 3 at the time. I called it like a Marvel movie. That's what it kind of felt like. It was a little over the top.
Yeah, well, when you kill someone with a library book, that's pretty over the top. That's just too much.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to everybody, Mikey. Thank you. Rodriguez did that when they confused the ground.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. He put that down twice. Okay. He said, "Okay, I repeated myself, Rose, not Michelle. Sorry." No, that's okay. That's fine. It's been a while since those movies.
I like this one. I want to see Craig Ferguson as Ramirez. I can see that. I actually can. He could probably pull it off. Especially if he plays it with that competence, showing him how to fight and then making him look like a dingbat, That was some montage.
It's been a bit since I saw the first Highlander. I almost wonder if I should rewatch it before this remake, if it ever shows up.
You should rewatch it anyway. It's a great film. I love that film.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. I'm just not obsessed with it.
I kind of am.
I know. A lot of people are. I used to watch the TV show.
I like that too.
Yeah,
I really
fun.
did.
It was fun.
Yeah. I mean, as long as, and see, the other thing, they have to go back and film it in Scotland too, because that is a big, the shots of like Eileen Donan Castle, and the bridge. I mean, that needs to be there.
You would hope, they do that instead of go the route of green screen and VFX.
Oh,
Who's
gosh.
going to replace Queen?
Yeah.
You don't.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think Banderas would make a good Ramirez. I can see that.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're right. Oh, that's another great one. Yes.
Yep.
Sin, I'm guessing you never saw Endgame.
Which Endgame?
Highlander Endgame, 2000.
I think I have seen all of them, but I don't remember really anything about
Endgame.
Most of them, except for I remember portions of the first one.
Endgame did a great job of tying up Connor's story.
Okay.
And in a way that there can be only one. It can't be both Connor and Duncan, so it's gonna be Duncan. I thought it was really, really well done. Although I think that's where they should have left it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Pardon me a moment. I am consulting the scrolls. I'm trying to see if... As of right now, IMDb is only listing Henry Cavill, but not any of the rest of the cast. So...
That implies to me
because it's on IMDb doesn't always mean accurate.
No, but my own page isn't accurate, because they I have an IMDb page, by the way. And
wow.
I heard you saying that,
I do.
But I didn't catch the rest because I was working at the time.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, I backed a couple movies. I backed In Search of Tomorrow, and I backed Chris Rupert's movie Transient. So I'm down as an associate producer for that movie.
Oh, okay.
and they actually had me down as being a lighting technician on the VMAs like 3 years ago or something, and I go, nope, wasn't me.
Oh,
I'm
Is
pretty
there-
sure I would have remembered that.
Do you think that it's because there's another Stephen Otten or something like that? That's
Apparently, yeah.
okay.
So,
okay.
bully for that guy. You know, congrats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Right.
means after Island of the Stars comes out, we can have an
Maybe,
IMDb.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we'll be associate producers on that.
That's right.
Because we bought our way in.
Yeah. Well, that's what a producer does.
That's what I mean. We bought our way
yeah.
in.
Shadow since Highlander sequels don't exist as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. I don't blame you. There is no Highlander 2, as 70s
Yeah.
rock fan would say.
You skip over it. Yeah. Well, as Connor himself seems to say at the beginning of 3.
Uh-huh.
In the days after the death of my friend Ramirez. Oh, okay. So all that stuff in between didn't happen. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. Highlander Endgame was the best of all the Highlander
Oh,
films.
okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd say it was better than the first Highlander, but it, especially if you've seen all the other ones, it does elevate everything that came before it, I think.
No,
I was
Simon.
kind of in tears by the end.
No. Do not give them any ideas.
Put a chicken in my
I still need to see that episode. I want to watch that at some
I
point.
need to see that too. No, Sasha.
Highlander
No multiverse.
No,
I tell ya,
no,
this is a thing.
No.
My chat is turning on us. Oh no.
Well, they know which
All
buttons
right.
to press.
Well, going back to Argyle, because we did kind of go off on a little bit of a Highlander
Yeah, we
tangent.
did.
That's fine. But yeah, be on the lookout for Highlander. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I hope they cast it well. I think Cavill's a good choice.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of what he was saying when he got cast. I mean, he's even researching like the history of Scotland. You know, it's he's. I
mean,
like
if-
Cavill. He's
I do too,
He's one of
yeah.
us. He's a fanboy. I like him.
Exactly. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
If he's really into the material, he throws himself into it wholeheartedly.
Mhm.
Like what he did with The Witcher. It's just unfortunate that they threw away that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because of dumb writing. I haven't even finished the third season.
I don't know anything about The Witcher. I haven't seen the show, never played the games. But I respect the hell out of him for walking away and saying, you know what?
Yep.
No, I'm done. You know, I wish... See, this is why sometimes I do kind of hold it against the actors. Because it's like, you see what's happening. Have some integrity. Walk away from it. And he did.
And instead of being smart, Netflix is like, "Oh, we're the new Geralt is going to be Liam Hemsworth." What?
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna. I just don't see that
Mhm.
working.
And we both like that, and we both like Land of Bad, and he's in that, and he's good in it. But
He was
as
fine
to,
in that. Yeah.
as to
it's
Witcher,
nothing against him.
no.
It's just I don't think he's suited for
neither
that
do I.
role at all.
No.
And
That-
if they've really started filming, all this money that Netflix is throwing at stuff like this, I wish they'd be a little bit smarter about some of the projects that they get involved in.
Yeah.
Because they lose a lot of money on the big fails, and then the customers end up having to cover the cost of that. And they've gone up and up and up.
Well, Monkey Jeebus, it's not so much that is he as big a star as we think. Well, that's the thing. No, he's not, because he keeps, ending up in these movies that don't do as well as they should.
He's a victim of the modern
or
entertainment
he's
industry.
Yeah.
He is somebody who should be a James Bond. He should be a movie
Yeah.
star on the level of Tom Cruise, but it's not happening because present day Hollywood, their politics just they don't want it. They're not. He's not what they're looking for. And it's too bad.
Now, if he'd come out as trans, he'd be all over the place.
He probably would. Yeah. So, any final words on Argyle?
When I see it, I'll make sure I wear the right socks.
All right. And if I see it, I might. I don't know. I'm not into as much of a rush to see it as I originally was. But if I get to it, I will review it, and I'll give everybody my honest opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was one of the most anticipated for me for 2023, and it didn't really live up to, I guess, the expectation. Even though I didn't hate it. I just, it could have been better.
All right. Moving on to our next topic, and this is something I wanted to say for the last part of the show, because this is a movie that has been of interest to not only to me and to Aged Boomer, but also Sin as well. And this is a movie called Late Night with the Devil. And this was a movie that played on the festival circuit in 2023, and then kind of disappeared. But now it has finally received a release date, and this is the story here from Bloody Disgusting. It says one of the most hotly anticipated horror titles of the year is Late Night with the Devil. With David Dastmalchian from Dune and the Suicide Squad, starring as the host of a late-night talk show that descends into a nightmare. The official MPA rating has arrived this week, signaling that the horror release is just around the corner.
Shudder, okay.
Yeah. Scrolling down.
March.
Yeah. IFC Films and Shudder will release Late Night with the Devil theatrically March 22nd before it heads to Shudder exclusively April 19th, 2024, which was something we had been discussing. That sounded like that this was a movie that would be right up Shudder's alley.
Oh, yeah.
And and we were right. Shudder is getting this film.
Simon.
So, yeah. This is one we've been looking forward to for a while, so I'm glad to finally see it gets due.
Yeah, and it's not too far away, so that's good.
That could be the name of this live stream. Well, okay, but which one of us is the devil, though?
Right, that's what I want to know.
Ooh. So it's something Adult Swim would air. Probably. Sounds interesting. It does. Yeah. It's an interesting story.
I'll be watching it.
Definitely looking forward to this one.
The premise sounds kind of different from anything we've seen before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just wonder if the theatrical release is going to be wide or just select theaters. I guess we'll find out. This is March 22nd, so I'll be back from California at that time. I'll have a chance to check it out if it comes to a big screen near me. If not, I'll just see it on Shudder.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Moving on. This is a Creature Features tube channel could run it eventually too. Yeah, I would think they might. I don't know if anybody here has seen the Creature Features channel, but they yeah, they have they do horror movies. It's kind of like a Svengoolie kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting channel. All right. Now here's something that I saved for the very ending of the show, and this was something that I thought was this is kind of a funny one here, folks. And let me share screen here real quick. Leonardo DiCaprio was, quote, paging through Victoria's Secret catalogs on a set of Blood Diamond, director claims.
Okay.
All right. The director, Edward Zwick, has apparently written a book about his experiences in Hollywood, and there's a blurb about Leonardo DiCaprio while on the set of Blood Diamond. Nothing untoward, just funny. And there was this line in there that I thought was very funny. And here's our pal that we mentioned earlier in the show. I am losing track of my screens here. Sorry. Whoops. One moment, folks.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I need a producer. Okay. All right. Is everybody seeing this? Let me blow it up. It's just this Bilge Iberi, who we mentioned earlier, was we read off his review of Argyle. He says, fantastic anecdote featuring Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Connelly in Ed Zwick's extremely enjoyable new memoir. Says there's only one instance of even the mildest misbehavior that I can think of when it comes to these three terrific actors. And it's more of a testament to their camaraderie than anything else. It seems Leo was currently between gorgeous girlfriends. One morning I walked into the makeup trailer, as I often did, to discuss the day's work with him. I found him in the chair waiting for his turn and noticed he was paging through a Victoria's Secret catalog. What are you doing? I asked. Jenny was in the chair beside him. Without even looking over, she said, shopping.
Shopping for the next chick.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And yeah, I thought that was funny. So Leo was looking for potential dates to take on. Yeah. Hey, I mean, dude, they're there. You know? And they're single. And if they're interested, hey.
The other possibility is it's a Victoria's Secrets catalog. Maybe he was shopping for what the catalog's actually for, as a gift for the next girl.
Maybe.
Pre-planning could be.
Yeah. Hey, I like you. You'd look good in this. Put this on.
That's funny.
Or for himself. I'm not one to judge.
Oh my. The visual of that, the mental image.
So yeah, I thought we could just like wrap up the show on kind of a funny note. I ran into that just before we went on, and I thought,
funny.
oh, okay, I gotta bring this on. All right.
Good stuff.
Mikey and Shadow are talking about the Creature Features channel here. Tangela, yeah, that's a character in the show. Tangela, Vincent, and Livingston, yeah. Careful, Troy. Netter's listening.
Yes.
Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio had to return all the stuff he was gifted by the Wolf of Wall Street producers, ordered to by the U.S. Justice Department, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
No. Leonardo wants someone to draw him like when oh, jeez. Oh no. We have devolved. We have finally reached the point in the show where everything goes to pot. Anyway,
Right.
I thought that's where we started.
I know. I was gonna say. It feels like it's maybe been there already for a bit.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
It wasn't that bad.
It's
Come
just
on.
because it's so late, and by the time we start, I am starting to get a little sleepy just because I don't stay up as late as I used to.
No one said it was bad that we go to pot. That's not
okay.
actually a bad
Okay.
thing.
Okay. All right. It's time down. All
I think
the
your internet's gotten tired.
Yeah.
categories.
Yeah, it has.
Okay, go one time around the horn here.
Okay. Hope it will hold up.
Yeah. Who's first?
You.
Me?
Sid.
Why not?
Well, I have a hard time understanding him because he's roboting. So
Yeah, he is. He's roboting. Maybe not now.
Boing.
Oh my gosh.
Boing.
It still is.
Boing, doing, ding. Wow. I'm sorry, it's funny. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Right.
So next thing up is Tuesday. Netter and Deleted Scenes and myself with Aged Boomer going to be watching the next episode of Twin Peaks at Sparkwood and 21 live right here on. Well, I can't say right here because this is a split screen. So on Deleted's channel, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Tuesday for a deep dive on Twin Peaks. And then, of course, Friday, you can always find me at the end of the bar, Last Call, where this week we will be visiting one of my favorite David Mamet plays, the movie of it anyway, Glengarry Glen Ross.
I've
That
heard
was
of
Glenn
that.
Fittich.
Mm-hmm.
That
You've
movie
probably
came up.
seen the very famous Coffee is for Closers scene with Alec Baldwin.
Don't remember, but I think that movie came up in a live stream discussion I had on my channel for whatever year we were covering
Mm-hmm.
at the time.
Yep.
Oh.
Kind of looking forward to Aged Boomer's comments on it.
Well, for me, let's see, Thursday will be Thursday Things on my channel. I just dropped the link to my channel so that y'all can head over that way Thursday.
Yeah.
Or, hey, if you want to pop over in a little while after the stream is over and drop me a sub, that would be awesome too.
Right.
And my guest I guess it is now going into the new week. So my guest this week will be Jedi Bill.
Yeah.
You can also find me every other Saturday. Let's see, we just did my channel this past Saturday, so this upcoming Saturday will be on Big Al Presents channel, and then back to my channel. So every other week it's me, and we do different movie rewatches, and we'd love to have you. We have a Cosme link available, so you don't have to own your own copy, and it's always a lot of fun. So I hope y'all join us.
Sin.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow, I'm doing a live stream with you after the Regal Mystery Movie Monday. And I have just a really short, like an actual little short movie review for the film Arctic, which I recently saw with Mads Mikkelsen in it. And I'm still working on my Dragon Con recap video that's many months in the making. And I have a review for The Tourist season 2, but that can't go up until the end of February. So in the meantime, I don't have any other reviews coming up until I watch something and decide I want to do a review for it.
All right. Okay, can everybody hear me okay now, or am I still
Yes.
roboting?
Yes.
Yeah,
You sound
you're
good
doing
now.
it now.
Okay. I adjusted nothing, so I don't know what happened there. All right. All right. Well, tomorrow night, I will be joining Sin, as he said, for Mystery Movie Night at the Regal. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And then Tuesday, Troy and Netter will be joining me along with Aged Boomer for Live from Sparkwood and 21, where we are going to be watching episode 6 of season 2 of Twin Peaks entitled Demons, which is the first episode where we get to see David Lynch as Gordon Cole.
Yep.
So, which is why he is in the thumbnail. And, all right, and that'll be at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. And then you can catch me Thursday night at 11:30, right after Thursday Things, for the weekend update, which is my chance to touch base with my subscribers, both old and new. And
Oh,
I
yes.
got-
Speaking of that, yes. What
There's a
happened to
few
your
more.
channel?
what happened to my?
Yeah, like we didn't talk about it at all on this stream. Your channel has exploded since last week.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
And
times the amount of
let
subscribers
me-
he did.
let me boot that up here real quick and get that on the screen. I've had a bit of a subscriber leap in the last week.
Just a bit.
Yeah, I was sitting at 327 when we did this broadcast last week, and now I am at, as of the moment, 912. So I'm edging ever closer to.
That's that's huge. That's tremendous. And Troy was speculating that it was because Chris showed up during the stream last week, but I don't know about that, Troy, because it's not like Chris brought his whole channel here.
No.
So I don't know what.
I'm sure it's a combination of things. Let's face it. I joke.
Is there a video that took off or something?
There was.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a video that did go viral and got pretty heavily promoted and
Okay.
sent a number of subscribers my way. And when I figured it was maybe going to be okay, this will give me like a 50 or 60 subscriber jump, I was not expecting several hundred.
That's the thing. It catches you off guard. What was the video, if you don't mind sharing?
I did a simulcast with Jedi Bill, where we watched the old Western, the Oxbow incident.
Wow, okay.
And
so interesting.
we also watched a Roy Rogers movie called Song of Arizona. And those are both public domain movies, so we could actually put them up on the screen as we were
Oh, that helps. Yeah.
commenting. So, yeah, that did help. And we're hoping to do more of that here this year. And not just on that program either. We've got some irons in the fire. But, yeah. It's clearly because of deleted hanging around with sin. Well, I'm pretty sure that helped too. I mean,
that is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There's a number of things going for you. You got a lot of great friends with a lot of great content that bring eyes to you. You are such a hard worker. You're on so many streams, not only of your own but others. So look, I there is something still to be said for hard work, you know, and work in the networking, so to speak.
Yeah, you're busy all the time. You are everywhere. I don't know how you have the energy.
Yeah, exactly. He falls asleep in the middle of the stream.
No, that's actually true. I did that last night, in fact. In the middle of Bill's karaoke stream, I just passed right out. And I had to leave the show for a little while and kind of collect myself and come back and finish it. But yeah, which does happen. I mean, anybody who says they haven't fallen asleep in the middle of the stream, you are either lying or it just hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't
But
happened
it does
yet.
happen.
Yeah.
Definitely for me, it hasn't happened. I don't know. I don't feel like it will, to be honest. That doesn't. The last time I fell asleep, like just in the middle of doing something, literally fell asleep, was right after I'd had my daughter, and I hadn't slept all night, and I was eating cereal, and I fell asleep while I was eating cereal and spilled the milk all over me.
Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
But that was a combination of a bunch of things that made that happen. I honestly
guess.
don't think that will happen to me while I'm live streaming.
Hard work never worked for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. You are doing it wrong. I tell you. Thank you and good night. As my dad would say, get a real job, you hippie, and cut your hair. Yeah, because he was like that. But anyway. All right. Well, it's been a hell of a week. It was a great show. I know it did things a little bit differently this week. We actually settled on some topics. I hope this format worked for everybody. And who knows? Because I might do it again. And if it didn't work, then I will go back to the drawing board and
Figure
be
something
sad
else
that you didn't like the show.
out. Aw.
I'm sorry.
Listen, you just got to test the waters.
I'm okay. I just wanted to give you a good show.
Everybody hit the like button. Now.
I am doing this for you. I'm sorry.
And his internet being so slow and
Yeah.
it just
And scene.
oh gosh.
Gosh.
Okay. Good stuff, guys. Take care. Hard
Carl.
work. Never do today what you can put off tomorrow. Thank you. Naps take me by tactical overthrow. I know I'm older, but some days the 4 p.m. hour hits and my body says, I don't care what you want to do. I'm taking a break. Yeah, that's happened to me too. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you. I always call him Frog. Thank you, Frog. Take care. At the last moment, entry. Should I bid?
No.
I fell asleep. And then I
We were
had
just talking about that.
and then I
we were falling
had
asleep
computer
too.
problems.
Oh. Well,
Sorry.
we are. That's quite all right. We are about to actually wrap the show, but since we have you here, just to go back to like the top of our show here for a moment, you did do a live stream concerning the passing of Carl Weathers. Did you have anything that you wanted to say about him before we close out the show? Or
He was a great actor. He'll forever be Apollo Creed, and he was just all around great actor, and he'll be missed.
Indeed. All right, Mike in the chat. Take care, everyone, and go 49ers. I know we seem to have some 49ers fans in the
Oh boy.
in the chat. And yeah, well, sorry folks, the Chiefs are going to win. The fix is in. All right.
Because Taylor Swift, we all know it.
Yeah. And hello, Connie. Bill, you're doing a Super Bowl show, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
And what
Gonna
time you
play
is
by
that gonna
play? It's probably, I think it's 4 p.m. my time. So yeah, the Super Bowl's in Las Vegas this year.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Bill, while you have you here, what's on the agenda for your channel this week?
Now we got well, there'll be some karaoke on Wednesday and action theater There will be Hunt for October on Thursday.
Right. And I'm going to be simulcasting along with you for that broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then Saturday, after hours karaoke show, and then Western Cinema Sunday again. And then right from there, gonna do play by play. Not sure, but there will be Western Cinema might have to be early, or I'm pretty sure we can get it done and over with before the big game starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And stay tuned for movie and time. So it's kind of like going to be like a mystery movie because we don't know what we're going to do yet. But yeah. All right. Holmes' wife's crazy antics over there to Swifties. It's going to be it's going to be crazy for sure. And then, of course, we're going to have all of the commercials and trailers and stuff in between. So, yeah. Game starts after 6:30 next Sunday. Yeah. All righty. Eastern Standard. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All righty. Well, folks, we are going to wrap up the show. I want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat. Lady V Elements, Connie Cleary, Sashi, Simon Smith, Shadow of the Raven, The Padawannabe, Keto Simple, Bush McFadden, Latino Slant, Monkey Jeebus, Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, Playing Down Under, Not This Time Net, Pop Culture Curator, Lemon Pie, and Mikey Sue's 4. Alrighty. Any last words before we close it out?
Nope.
I got nothing.
All right. Bill?
Be excellent to each other and party on.
Netter.
Well, I can say what I always say if you don't mind.
Please.
First, make sure that you're subbed to everyone on the panel and everyone in the chat. And if you think you're subbed, please go back and double check that you're still subbed because YouTube likes to take those away. And how I usually end is we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You're our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere, and you chose to be here, which is so super encouraging. So thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for sharing, your, like I said, your comments, questions, trivia, goofiness. And we'll definitely see you next time. God bless.
I would like to thank everyone who joined us in the chat, both on my channel and on Sins, everyone on the panel, everyone watching along on Twitter. I can't see you, but I know you're there. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week. From HQ in all points, north, south, east, and west, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.